Let us see further the problems on material balance in reduction smelting. In an earlier lecture, I have given the introduction to reduction smelting and the relevant information to solve material balance problem in reduction smelting. In that lecture also I have solved one problem on lead. So, here some more problems on reduction smelting, taking example production of lead in a lead blast furnace. So, problem 2, the charge for blast furnace or lead blast furnace is given. It consists of roasted ore, pyrite cinder, coke and flux. All of you know flux is used to slag to remove the impurities. As a result of smelting or reduction smelting in blast furnace, matte of this composition is produced. It is said no lead is lost anywhere rather in slag or gases. Normally, there may be some loss of lead in slag or gases, but well, depending on the problem you have to consider if it is given. If it is not, well, you can ignore it. Now, the gases contained here, the ratio is given CO is to CO2 1:1 in that volume. So, you have to calculate what I have written A, B and C. Now, here in the B part, this is said the proximate composition, and as I have said at many occasions that proximate analysis consists of minerals. That means, you have to report the presence of minerals, not as individual elements. That is what the proximate analysis means. Volume of mass as such you have to do. Now, the problem 3, again there is a different type of problem. Here some more complication has been introduced. Say the burden which consists of sinter, skimmings, limestone, cinder and coke. Now, skimmings in fact this is the product of lead blast furnace, which is again recycled in order to recover lead. As you see in this particular problem, skimmings which is of 10 tons, it contains significant amount of lead and lead oxide. So, there is a huge loss of lead. So, many a times in the plant to improve the economy of the blast furnace smelting of lead ore, the skimmings are recycled to recover lead. I mean, you may recycle in the blast furnace as a feed or elsewhere. The whole idea is that you do not want to lose lead. So, here sinter, that means it is a roasted 150 tons, then skimmings, limestone, cinder and coke, they are all the charge, and as all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 they constitute, and the term which is called burden. Burden consists of all these things. Now, it is further said the conditions of slag and the components which are there, it is given to some extent. It is said slag contains 10 parts FeO2, 7 parts SiO2. Now, it is also said you neglect lead in slag and gases. Now, further conditions are imposed of the copper charge, 2/3 enters into matte and 1/3 into lead bullion. So, remember this problem you should also understand that the product of smelting of ore, lead ore is not pure lead, it is an impure lead and which is called lead bullion. So, when you say lead bullion, it contains several impurities. Say copper is one impurity, silver is another impurity, antimony and so on, depending upon the elements which are present. So, these are all the impurities. So, it is called as a lead bullion. So, it is said 1/3 enters into lead bullion, all sulfur goes into matte, all silver enters into lead bullion. So, in fact, in order to get lead you have to further refine, and there is a very say a detailed refining sequence of lead production of refined lead from lead bullion. Several steps are involved for refining of lead bullion to get pure lead. Now, again here the gases carries 1.5 parts of CO and 1 part of carbon dioxide. So, you have to make charge balance. So, now here with the term charge balance you must be very clear what is being required here. So, you have to calculate the input and output both, that is what the balance means. Then percentage composition of all products and percentage of carbon burnt at the tuer when 90% of carbon of coke is burnt to CO and 10% to CO2. So, this point is to be kept in mind. Under that condition you have to solve the problem. Now, the problem 4th, a roasted lead ore is smelted in a blast furnace with enough calcium carbonate to make a slag of 18.5% calcium oxide. Coke is 16% of the roasted ore and analyzes 90% carbon and 10% SiO2. The composition of roasted ore is given. Of the lead charge, 5% is lost in dust and flue. Now, you see in earlier problem we said no loss. Now, some losses are also there. So, this problem illustrates that, and 8% enters into the matte. Of the copper charge, 50% enters into the matte and rest enters with lead bullion. 10% of sulfur enters into gases. Per 1000 kg of roasted ore, you have to calculate amounts of lead bullion, matte and calcium carbonate. So, these are the problems that I have read quite slowly, so that you can read it and you can understand the problem. And here the answers are given as usual. You should not see the answers before you make a solution. Now, here I will proceed for the solution of these problems. So, let us take it now problem number 2, and problem 2 what it does, say I will first of all calculate say amount of lead charge. I hope you must have read the problem. So, I am straight away proceeding with the solution. So, amount of lead charged, that is you have to calculate, you have to see from all sources, and the source of lead, it is only the roasted ore from where your lead is entering. So, amount of lead charge, that is equal to say 310 upon 223 into 207, plus you have lead sulphide also, which is 19%. So, that is 190 upon 239 into 207. So, that makes around 452 kg of the lead which is being charged. Now, lead in matte as per the problem, lead in matte which is 0.02 into 452. So, you have lead in matte is 9.046 kg as per the statement of the problem. So, amount of lead produced, then there is no loss anywhere. So, amount of lead produced, that will be 452 minus this. So, the answer would be 443.26 kg. That is the answer when it says that you have to calculate the amount of lead produced. Now, the matte, calculate the matte. Now, matte contains a lead sulphide, it contains Cu2s and it contains FeS. Now, what you have to do? Here you have to make the total balance. Say first of all, if you make the sulfur balance, so sulfur charged, you have to see that from all sources you have to consider sulfur charge, and in this problem that is equal to 31.44 kg total sulfur is being charged. Now, you know amount of lead in the matte, that is 9.046 kg. From there you calculate PBS, then see how much amount of sulfur is combined with lead, and then you know the copper. So, how much so that amount of copper you calculate in terms of Cu2s. So, then the amount of PBS, that will be equal to 10.44 kg, Cu2s, that will be 30 kg, and FeS will be 66.1 kg. I hope you can calculate. So, we can calculate amount of PBS. From amount of PBS, you will be calculating how much sulfur with PBS, Cu2s you can calculate, and balance sulfur with the, that will be iron, and that is where you can calculate the amount of FeS. Now, next you have to calculate, say for example, amount of slag. Now, the slag will contain say SiO2, that will also contain FeO, and it will also contain calcium oxide. So, SiO2 you have to, again it is straight away from all sources. So, if you consider all sources, 400 plus 42 plus 19.8, that is equal to 461.8 kg is the SiO2, and then FeO that will be equal to say iron charge, right, minus iron in matte, that will be the iron in slag, and FeO would be 72 upon 56. So, that amount that is equal to 521.28 kg. Now, about calcium oxide, it is straight away, that is equal to 123.2 kg. So, amount of slag that would be 1106.28 kg. Now, all that what it is required you to proceed as per what is given in the problem, exactly which amount is going where, and then you have to be careful while converting. Say if you are considering the amount of FeO, and if you are making iron balance, then do not forget to convert to FeO. So, these are certain things that one should keep in mind while solving the problem. Many times over the years I have seen that the student might commit a mistake in converting say iron to FeO or Si to SiO2 whatever. That means it depends upon the elemental balance you do, or you can directly do the FeO in the slag. I mean it all depends, and for that you have to develop an appropriate skill for that. Here what we are doing, simply we are balancing the input and output, and in between input and output where the material is going where, you should read the problem very carefully and then see where, say for example, calculation of FeO. Now, in the FeO calculation whatever iron you have charged, part of the iron is going into the matte, only rest iron is going to slag. So, that point is to be cleared, because it is a material balance, input output, and in between input and output where it is going what, you have to consider that, and then there should be no problem. Then next we have to calculate volume of gases. Say volume of gases. Now, again here I mean there is a skill involved and method involved. I mean method will vary from whichever way I do, what you do, but I will follow this way. So, moles of carbon that is equal to 13.35. Then depending on the ratio. So, moles of carbon for CO that will be equal to 13.35 upon 2, and that of CO2 will also be 13.35 upon 2, because it is 1:1 ratio. Then I can find out the moles of oxygen for CO2 and moles of oxygen for CO. So, moles of oxygen, moles of O2 for CO2 and CO, that will be 10.013 kg moles. Now, I have to do oxygen from charge, because that much amount of oxygen will not be derived from the blast. So, oxygen from charge. So, that means I have to see say O2 from PbO, that I have to consider, O2 from FeO, that I have to consider, plus O2 from Fe2O3, and do not forget to consider O2 from CaCO3. So, if I make all this calculation, then I will be getting oxygen in the charge, that is 4.919 kg moles. So, oxygen derived from the blast, that will be 10.013 minus 4.19. So, the amount of air that will be equal to 10.013 minus 4.919 divided by 0.21 into 22.4. So, the amount of blast that will be required, it will be 543.66 meter cube at 1 atmosphere and 273 Kelvin. So, this is about the say some steps for solving the problem number 2. Now, let us go to the problem number 3. Now, problem number 3 again it calls you have to do the charge balance of the furnace. So, I am proceeding to calculate the charge balance. So, solution for problem number 3. So, first I will calculate amount of lead bullion. Amount of lead bullion. Now, here lead bullion consists of lead plus silver and plus copper. So, this point is to be noted that all silver is entering into the lead. So, now we have to calculate the total amount of lead charged, lead charge that will be from several sources. So, that will come around 77.98 tons. Now, say copper charged. Again you have to look the sources of copper from where it is entering into the furnace. So, the only source is cinder, which contains 2% copper sulphide, and cinder is 50 tons, and another source is sinter also. So, you have to see that from all sources you take into account the copper which is entering into the system. So, that way the copper charge will be equal to say 1 upon 100 into 150 into 128 upon 160 plus 2 upon 100 into 50 into 128 upon 160. I mean, you have to convert also. If Cu2S is given, then accordingly copper. So, that will be coming out to be equal to 2 tons. That means total copper you are charging is 2 tons. Now, you have to see say sulphur charged. Sulphur charge. So, again you have to make some calculations. So, sulphur charge will be 3.62 plus 0.95 plus 0.5. I omitted some steps, I think they are very easy and you can come to this figure. You have to consider from all sources from where sulphur is entering. So, that is equal to 5.07 tons. That is how much, that much amount of sulphur charge. Now, you have to calculate iron charged. From all the sources from where iron is charged, and as I see in the problem, the source of iron is sinter, that is Fe2O3, which is 19%, and cinder, which also contains 90% Fe2O3. So, you have to consider both the sources. So, I have just calculated and I leave the calculation for you, that will come out to be 51.45 tons. Okay. So, now we have to calculate the charge balance. So, matte and everything we have to calculate. So, copper in matte that will be equal to 4/3 tons as per the condition of the problem, and copper in lead bullion, that is equal to 2/3 tons. That 2 tons will be divided accordingly. So, now sulphur used for copper to make Cu2S, because in the matte the sulphur will not be free, it is with the combined with the Cu2S. So, sulphur used for copper, that is equal to 1/3 tons. And now, say SiO2 in slag, that is equal to 40.75 tons. Now, FeO in slag, that will be 58.21 tons. So, Fe in slag that is equal to 45.27 tons. Now, why I am doing this thing? Because first of all I must know how much amount of iron is entering into the mat, then I can calculate. So, iron in slag I know. Now, iron in mat I can calculate. So, iron in mat, that will be equal to 6.18 tons. So, now I can calculate FES in mat. Now, I can calculate FES in mat. So, FES in mat, that will be 9.71 tons. So, now I can calculate sulfur with lead in mat, that will be equal to 5.07 minus 1 by 3, as I earlier I calculated, minus 3.53. So, that will be equal to 1.21 tons. So, now I can calculate weight of PBS. Weight of PBS, that will be equal to 9.04 tons, because this value you have to multiply by 239 divided by 32, because the sulfur with lead in mat, that is 1.21. So, accordingly you will get 9.04 tons. So, now I can calculate, say, lead in mat. Now, I can calculate lead in mat. So, lead in mat will be 7.83 tons. It is simply 207 by 239. So, lead in mat I know. Now, I can calculate lead in lead bullion. Now, I can calculate lead in lead bullion, that will be equal to 77.98 minus 7.83, that will be equal to 70.15 tons. So, that is why in order to calculate lead in lead bullion, you have to make all these exercise, because some amount of lead is lost in the slag, or iron is entering into mat and slag and so on, and to come up with the lead sulphide and so on. So, straight away you will not be able to calculate what is the lead in lead bullion. So, that is why this exercise has to be done. Now, copper in lead bullion, that is 0.67 tons, and silver in lead bullion, silver will enter as it is, that will be 0.34 tons. So, now I can calculate, say, weight of bullion or amount of bullion, weight of lead bullion. I have to sum total, and that will be equal to 71.16 tons, and we can just calculate the percent. So, therefore, lead, that will be 98.58%, copper 0.94%, and silver 0.48%. This is just a percentage wise the lead bullion. Now, we can calculate, say, weight of mat. Weight of mat, that is equal to 20.42 tons. You have to sum total, and if you are, say, percentage wise, percentage, let me use another color. So, PBS, that is equal to 44.27%, Cu2S 8.18%, and FES 47.55%. So, that is what the weight of mat. Now, next is weight of slag. Weight of slag, and the slag weight is 115.94 tons, and percentage wise FeO it has SiO2, it has calcium oxide. So, FeO is 50.21%, SiO2 35.15% and calcium oxide is 14.64%. Now, this problem we should also understand what are the inputs and what are the outputs. So, the output is one lead bullion, matte and slag. Now, since the charge does not contain arsenic, so there will not be any spice. You remember in that in earlier lecture I said that the output of the less blast furnace consists of slag, matte, spice and lead. So, since the charge does not contain any arsenic, so there will not be any spice in the output of the blast furnace. Rest you are seeing that whatever I said in the introduction of reduction smelting for lead, you are seeing that the outputs are slag, matte and lead bullion. And also outputs will also you have to find out, the problem says that percentage of carbon burnt at the tuyer when 90% carbon of the coke is burned to CO and 10% to CO2. Now, here well, I am giving you the solution, but then you have to think how to approach this particular problem. My suggestion would be, in order to solve this particular part, that is part C of problem 3, I will like you that not to see the solution, think over the problem and then arrive at your own solution and then compare with what I have done. Because I have also done with a long time and long exercise and long thinking. I would like you to see that how such problems should be attacked. Anyway, so what I am doing now, since nothing is known, so I will be doing only oxygen balance and carbon balance, that is the key. So, let us take it now, say x ton mole of oxygen is supplied through tuyers, Now, remember why I have taken this approach, because from the blast furnace lead smelting it is clear that whatever air you supply, it is used for oxidation of carbon only in this particular system. That is the, I think that is the key to approach to this particular problem, because whatever air you supply, it is used for oxidation of carbon. And I am considering now say y ton mole of CO and CO2 at the exit. Rest I do not have any other information except this, because it says 90% carbon to CO and 10% to CO2. Rest information I do not have. So, I cannot make any nitrogen balance in order to calculate the volume of the blast, nothing I can do it. This is what the information I have. Now, I have to do oxygen balance. So, let us see, I will write oxygen balance. See the oxygen balance. Now, O2 from charge, because you know part of the O2 is also coming from the charge, from Fe2O3, from oxidation FeO and so on, whatever the PbO is there in the charge. So, oxygen is also coming. So, accordingly the oxygen which are blowing through the tuyer will be lower than, will be required less than what oxygen is contained in the charge. The system has its own oxygen. So, that point is to be clear. That is why I am oxygen from charge minus oxygen in slag, because it is forming by oxidation, plus oxygen supplied through air plus oxygen supplied through air that will be equal to oxygen in exit gas. This balance you should be able to make in order to solve this particular problem. You have to consider the oxygen which is present in the system, which introduced in the form of the charge, also the oxygen in the slag is also there, say FeO and all these things, although it has to be considered. So, if I do that, then I form the balance which is 1 minus 0.4. Please do the calculation, I have given enough hint to you, that will be equal to 1.5 y upon 2.5 into 1 by 2 plus y upon 2.5, and that is my equation 1. Now, next I have to do the carbon balance. Now, next let me do it now, carbon balance. Let me do the carbon balance. Now, carbon balance, say carbon from coke. Now, oxygen from char, do not forget to take oxygen from CaCO3, do not forget. So, carbon from coke plus carbon from CaCO3, that will be equal to carbon in the exit gases, because carbon is not being accumulated at the steady state material balance, input should be equal to output. So, that will be y upon 2.5 plus 1.5 y upon 2.5, and this is my equation number 2. So, if I make this equation, I will write in kg mole, that will be 27 by 12 plus 0.1425, that is equal to y. Now, please think it over before you see the solution. I mean, do not see the solution. First try to understand the problem, try to solve and see how to approach such problem. I mean, this is a very tricky problem. So, now I can calculate from here y by equation 1 and 2, y will be equal to 2.3925 ton moles. I hope y we have considered as CO plus CO2, and x that is equal to 1.075 ton moles. X, if you recall, x was oxygen supplied through 2 years, oxygen supplied through 2 years, through 2 years, or through 2 years, that means oxygen from here, whichever way you want to understand. So, now I have to find out, say carbon burnt for CO, carbon burnt for CO, that will be equal to 0.9 into 1.075 into 2. So, carbon burnt to CO, that will be 1.935 ton moles, and carbon burnt for CO2, that will be 0.1075 ton moles. So, total carbon in tons, total carbon that will be equal to 24.5 tons. So, percent carbon burnt at the 2 year, burnt at the 2 year, that will be equal to 24.5 upon 27 into 100. So, that will be equal to 90.7%, and that is the answer for this. Now, that is what the answer for the part C of the problem number 3, and here it says that the charge balance. So, ultimately you will be putting as an answer the charge balance, all the weights inputs are given. So, in the output you will be writing the weights of matte, weights of slag, weights of lead bullion, then carbon burnt at the 2 year, and all these things will comprise of the charge balance of the process. So, that is what the problem number 3. So, let us see the fourth problem. The fourth problem is where you have to find out amount of lead bullion, matte and calcium carbonate. So, let us make a box for material balance. So, this is what a material box balance. So, here, so let us take the basis of calculation, say 1000 kg. 1000 kg is the lead ore that we are using. So, 1000 kg lead ore, the composition I am writing PbO, that is given, say PbO is given 25%, PbS 18%, Fe2O3 22%, Cu2S 2%, SiO2 29%, and calcium oxide is 4%. That is what the ore. Now, coke, say this is the lead ore. Coke is 160 kg, and here say carbon, that is equal to 90%, and SiO2, that is equal to 10%. Now, the problem further says that pure calcium carbonate is charged. Pure calcium carbonate is the flux, I mean the agent to flux. So, it further says you produce lead bullion, and lead bullion should contain lead and copper. That is what the output I am giving. Then next output you have is the matte, and matte will contain PbS, Cu2S and Fes. Then slag, and it is said slag is having 18.5% calcium oxide. That is what the problem is said. Now, you have to find out the amount of lead bullion, matte and calcium carbonate. That is what you have to find out the in this particular problem. Now, they are all smelted in the blast furnace, and these are the outputs that are given. Now, again say in order to calculate lead bullion, so we first of all calculate lead charged, amount of lead charged, that will be equal to 250 upon 223 into 207 plus 180 upon 239 into 207. Now, mind you, here I have taken the atomic weights of lead 207, then sulfur I will be taking 32, iron I will be taking 56, copper if at all needed I will take 64, silicon if needed I will take 28, calcium if needed I will take 40, and that is all. Oxygen, well, of course, his atomic weight is 16. These are the atomic weights that I will be using to solve this particular problem. So, amount of lead charge solve, that will be equal to 232 plus 156, and that makes 388 kg. That is the amount of lead you charge. So, loss of lead in fumes and gases or whatever, that will be equal to 388 into 0.05, that is equal to 19.4 kg. Lead in matte, as it is said, that is equal to 388 into 0.08, that is equal to 31 kg, and therefore, PbS in matte can easily recalculate 35.84 kg. That is one component or one part of MET, which is PBS. Now, let us calculate Cu2S. So, for Cu2S, the copper charged, that is equal to 20 into 128 upon 160, that comes around 16. So, copper in MET, as problem says, that is equal to 8 kg. Therefore, amount of Cu2S that is equal to 10 kg. So, this is another component of the MET, and rest copper is in bullion. So, amount of lead bullion now we can calculate. Amount of lead bullion so that will be consisting of lead plus copper. So, this will be equal to 345.6 kg, that is the amount of lead bullion. You can just sum total lead and the copper which is entering into the bullion. Let us calculate now MET and calcium carbonate we have to calculate. We have calculate only lead bullion. Now, in order to calculate MET, we have to do some exercise. First of all, we have to calculate how much amount of sulfur is charged. Say sulfur charged, that will be equal to 180 into 32 upon 239 plus 20 into 32 upon 160, and that makes 28 kg. That much amount of sulfur is being charged. Now, so sulfur in MET, that is equal to 25.2 kg. So, now we have to find out here, say sulfur with PBS of MET and sulfur with Cu2S of MET. So, then we can find out, that means first you have to find out sulfur with PBS of MET, and you have to find out sulfur with Cu2S of MET. That is how much lead is entering into the MET, how much copper, that calculation we have done earlier, and that total sulfur which is with PBS and Cu2S, that is equal to, it comes total sulfur that is equal to 6.8, here it is 4.8, and that is equal to 2, of course in kg, they are all in kg. So, sulfur with iron in MET, sulfur with iron in MET, of course you have to subtract. So, that will be 18.4 kg, that means amount of sulfur with iron in MET. So, from here amount of FeS, that will be equal to 18.4 into 88 divided by 32. So, amount of FeS will be 50.6 kg. So, now we are in a position to write down the MET. So, the MET amount, that would be PBS, then it has Cu2S, then it has FeS. So, PBS as we calculated 35.84, Cu2S 10.00, FeS is 50.60, mind you they are all in kg, where in percent wise the percent is 37.6, 10.37 and 55.47 that is this, that is this, and that is this. That is what the met comprised of. Now, now the next output is we have to calculate the amount of slag in order to calculate amount of calcium carbonate, because you cannot calculate calcium carbonate unless you know the calcium oxide. So, for that purpose, first you have to calculate the amount of slag and then calcium oxide, then calcium carbonate. So, the slag, it will have say SiO2 from all sources, that will be 306 kg. This is the amount of SiO2. Then you have to calculate FeO. FeO would be, so iron charged minus iron in met. Do not forget to convert it into FeO, that will be 72 into by 56. So, iron charge is 154 kg minus 32.2 into 72 by 56. So, the amount of FeO, that will be equal to 156.6 kg. Now, once you know the amount of FeO, now I can calculate the weight of slag. Weight of slag, that will be 306 plus 156.6, because it says 18.5% is the CO in slag. So, 100 minus 18.5% will be sum total of SiO2 and FeO. So, if I divide by 81.5 into 100, then the weight of slag, that will be equal to 567.6 kg. Once again, in order to calculate the amount of calcium carbonate which is being asked in the problem, you must be wondering why I have calculated SiO2 and FeO3, because the problem says that the slag contains 18.5% calcium oxide. So, unless you calculate the amount of slag, you cannot calculate the amount of calcium carbonate, or if you have another way of calculation, I do not know. Think of. So, weight of slag I got now. Now, I can calculate calcium oxide in slag. Now, I can calculate calcium oxide in slag, that will be 105 kg, because this is the, again you have to do here calcium oxide balance, because if you read the problem says the roasted ore has some 4% calcium oxide. So, calcium carbonate, that means CaO from CaCO3, CaO from CaCO3, that will be 105 minus 40, that will be 65 kg. So, as such, amount of CaCO3, that will be equal to 116 kg. So, this is how the problems are to be tackled. Now, here in this particular session, what I have done, I have illustrated the different ways of problems and different methods to approach the problem. However, it is intended that you develop your own method of solution of the problem without seeing the solution, and of course, without seeing the answers.